So here's how I use my mind, heart, and soul in today's world. Hello, welcome back to Akasha with Yoga. Kind of a new format here, although not really. I'm still holding a ball right here. I want to talk to you about specifically these three things, okay? For this video's topic. So let's start with the mind. If the mind is weak and the mind is frail and the mind is narrow, then you wouldn't really get away much with your heart and your soul, right? Because the way I see it, or the way the Akasha speaks through me, like if you don't open your mind, you don't have the heart to contain the possibility of the human experience, and as a result your soul won't be enriched with the with the essence that it requires to truly live for oneself and for other people. At least that's what I'm getting. Now, I'm saying this because the way to the mind is through acceptance of everything around the world that we perceive, right? The way to open the mind is through radical acceptance, right, of the world that we perceive. We accept the world as it is, not because we don't want to. This is a separate thing from seeing the ideal world, right? This is how we receive our perspective or perception of the reality and the world around us, because it isn't hard to see things the way it is, but it's way harder to accept things for the way that it is. And why is it so hard to accept the way that it is? Because sometimes we are humans with a hell of a lot of ego and a hell of a little self-conscious. That much I can say. Self-conscious in this regard means the dismantling of our ego and the willingness to look upon ourselves and see our flaws and our strengths as it is right now. All that jazz, right? Now, if you don't reconcile with that, or even attempt to think about reconciling that, then I wouldn't say you have a mindset that accepts reality as it is and as it should be, right? Now, I think you might be wondering, boy, this guy's talking in circles, or he doesn't even know what he's talking about, right? But through experience, right? And I'm saying this with whatever memories I've got in the past, so bear with me now. Through my experience, a lot of what I seen, felt, heard, thought in my life up until now is to accept the reality of my life happening to me as it is. For too long, in my case, I've been trying to subvert that acceptance with an imagination of what reality should be. Therefore, my tendency to do quite a lot of maladaptive daydreaming, and I still do to this day, just only occasionally, but that's a topic for another day. But the point is, if that perception is skewed or is interpreted in the incorrect way, you start to get a little close-minded. Why do you start to get close-minded? Because you only perceive things around the world that do not adhere to what your expectations are, and as a result, does not align with your ego. Now, ego isn't all that bad, right? I'm sure some of you that are interested in this type of videos uh, has that understanding to some extent, right? But the ego that is bad, the ego that's that has doesn't have really have a form. It's like chaotic. It's like murky. It's like shadowy. All that murky, gooey kind of black tar of a ego sphere, I guess. Now, that kind of ego often comes unchecked if you let your mind if you let your mind stay narrow as it is, because of the perception of the world, that you can't seem to look beyond what you hope the world would be through your eyes. Now, in other words, you need to look beyond yourself, or at least try and start entertaining the idea of such, in order for you to see other perspectives that are beyond your perception. If you're able to see other perspectives, be it from other people directly, their stories, or from you putting in work to view the world in a different way, or in a different perception that is oftentimes at odds with your current ego, I believe that is the starting point for your mind to expand and to accept the things that you don't usually accept or reject outright. And that takes a long process if you don't put the work to practice towards it, or make an effort to, or even think about doing to. It's gonna be a long journey for you to be able to reach that state of thinking, or state of like perceiving. But once you do, things go slightly fast. I wouldn't say exponentially, but like gradually fast after that. The hardest part is always trying to accept a more than one perception of the world around you, and taking in more perspectives and empathizing with them, right? If you accept other people's perspective, then in a way you're already empathizing with them, their perspectives. And when you're empathizing their perspectives, not only do you broaden your horizon of knowledge and perception, and I won't say wisdom, but like horizon, right? The larger it is, the larger all of those are, the bigger your heart will be able to accommodate the feelings and the human essence associated with those perspectives and perceptions. I know that's a mouthful, but really, the mind, the heart, and the soul have this sort of like funnel to it. I won't say funnel, but like in corporate speak, it's a pipeline. Like a series of steps. You start with the mind first. If the mind is expanded and clear enough, then it will make space for the heart to expand as a consequence. And when the heart expands to feel all the human emotion and the rest of the human experience, then your soul, the essence that is beyond our physical bodies, will be enriched. When it will be enriched, inevitably it will shine, right? Just like what I said on previous videos, the light within you will shine, and it will shine bright enough so that other people can see what you carry, the light you carry, and in return, people will be able to recognize their own light and shine their own light in their own way, so as to be beacons of hope in this world, right? That's what they call light work. And that is, my friends, the most important pathway or most important procedure to enrich your soul, right? Enriching your soul requires a big enough heart to accommodate the most possible not the visceral human experience. I won't say it's real visceral, but like the realist of human experiences, and that can only be achieved if your mind, if your mind is open enough to accept and to receive, and more importantly, to accept the realities of this world, as well as perspectives of other people who see the same world as you and how they perceive it, right? All of this is a pipeline or a procedure for empathy. Empathy is the biggest capability that we humans have, and through empathy, the light within us will shine brighter and better without us even need to try to try more, or like make it will just shine by itself, and you don't need to make a concerted effort for that specific goal. So I guess that's the gist of today's video. I know this is a different format, but I'm still trying to make it so it runs around this much minutes, around the 11 to 12 minute mark. But anyways, I hope I've improved from other videos. Thanks for watching this episode, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.